What's happening, people? We're back here once again on CubCamTV for this another edition of CubReacts. We are analysing and reacting to a brand new edition of the Daily Duppy series. This one coming to us from Skrapz today. Couple of things I want to say before we do get into this one and talk about it. Of course, out to everyone that is subscribing to the channel. The growth over the last couple of weeks has been phenomenal. I can't say thank you enough to everyone who has got involved. So thank you one more time. And if you aren't already subscribed, please do make sure you are hitting that button at the bottom of the page. We're now on that route to 3,000. If we can get there within 6 weeks, that would be fantastic. The sooner we get there, the better. We hit 2K this weekend, so if we can hit 3K in 6 weeks time, that growth would be outstanding. So thank you as always. You can follow me on socials as well at KXVU on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud. But onto the main event. We are here for this the premiere of this one as Skrapz lands on Daily Duppy. As far as I'm aware, I was under the impression that Skrapz was still inside. I'm not too sure if he is, how this has been done, or whether this is a pre-record, and I've seen a couple of rumours floating around on Twitter, but you know what, I don't know, so I'm not going to comment. We're going to get into it and give it a bit of a bar-for-bar breakdown. One thing I will say, guys, is please do remember that I am having to pause these videos and chop them down a fair bit now. The copyright people are really onto my page. I'm getting videos kind of taken down quite often, so there will be a lot of pausing. Just warning you now, there will be a lot of analysis and techie kind of breakdown, so if that's not your thing, please do feel free to watch another video, but this is going to be a technical breakdown of this this Daily Duppy, so let's crack on. Premiere business. Okay then. This doesn't look like a Daily Duppy. What's going on? Oh wow.
Big boy Skrapz, the one and only.
Already off the cuff here. I told you there's a lot of pausing. Off the cuff, I really like how this is shot. I love the fact it's pretty much just almost like a blacked out background green screen, and literally just Skrapz on his ones. Normally with the Daily Duppies, obviously we see the kind of yellow and black background. This is looking like something a little bit different. There we go.
CSB,
very animated.
ICB.
Just before it drops, that looks almost more animated with the black background rather than the typical one for some reason. Not too sure why.
Oh, last year was a mad thing, I can't lie. I thank God he bought me some time, money can't buy it. I'm just grateful that I'm blessed, I don't ask why.
That's an intro and a half. I'm glad that he bought me time that money can't buy. You can't buy time, people. You can't buy it. You can find a way of extending your time and growing what you can do with your time, but you can't buy back time. And it's a good way to kick this off, obviously, with the notion of him being obviously incarcerated, as far as I'm aware. I'm assuming that as a process would make you kind of think about the time you spend and the time you've got to spend. Interesting, very interesting start. The beat is sounding cold as well, very emotive, very kind of it's a real roller, and very, as I said, very emotive, very harmonic in its structure.
Niggas want beef, they in a state that I can't fry. You could be sirloin, T-bone, ribeye. Forgot to ask me how you want it done, did I?
Steak bars, lots at stake. Come on. Interesting. Again, this is almost like it's quite punchy. It's very kind of wordplay, kind of influence, clearly kind of doing almost like rhyme schemes and kind of conceptual schemes around the idea of a steak. Obviously talking about T-bones and sirloins and ribeyes, and then asking like how do you want it done? And obviously you got the flame at the bottom. Obviously a flame grilled steak. I like it. It's a cool kind of approach.
The heat riders keep praying on my downfall like they don't know the fire keeps burning like a candle.
That effect with the fire over the microphone was fire, literally. I was going to say pure fire, man. This is sounding really cool. I think Skrapz sounds very comfortable as well. His vocal performance, obviously, as we know, he's not like the liveliest performer, quite a mellow, kind of laid back style of performance and flow patterns he's using. Again, very heavy with the punches, but it catches you, and I think this is great.
Trying to take me off my feet, so I've got to stay straight.
Some ugly toes.
Still ain't faced one problem I couldn't handle. There's times when I could have got nicked and took the gamble.
But you know what, yeah, he's talking a lot in this about stuff that I don't particularly necessarily understand, but even with that, I feel he's getting his message across quite well. He's seemingly very solid at kind of making a message applicable to as many people as possible, and with his laid back delivery and stuff, I feel that actually helps to that. It feels more kind of it's easier to kind of understand where he's coming from because he's not shouting, you know what I mean? He's coming at this from a very relaxed kind of, this is what I do, this is like the sort of background I come from, and you can really kind of hear almost like the authenticity in the way he's speaking.
Fam, it would have been a shambles. Cartier frames with the kettle and the bangle. Take a picture,
just talking about rich stuff. I've got to say, this instrumental is cold as well. This instrumental is so it's really it's definitely doing the job, and I feel they're working quite well in tandem. It's a good piece of A&Ring in regards to getting this instrumental, making it available. The harmonic structure on it is both emotive and kind of laid back, so you can kind of gauge an emotional kind of level from it without it being kind of like all teary-eyed or super serious. Whereas it's alongside that, he's also there's so much kind of space, yet so much going on. It's a very clever piece of musical composition. Those kind of lead, I don't know if they're kind of like organs that are being portamentoed up and down. I don't know, and I don't know what the kind of synth line is, but it's the whole structure of the instrumental is just encapsulating more than anything else.
Fuck about the angle. Put my Cuban links around my neck and let them dangle. The thing's mad heavy and it tangles. They're telling me I owe an explanation.
I hate that. Oh man, I hate anything getting tangled. I live in a room full of wires, as you can probably imagine, and there's just always tangles. There's not, and with chains, it's, as everyone knows, as soon as you get a chain tangled, it's game over. So fully, it's not the one.
Hustle for the future and my family. The way the game's friendly, got a nigga moving anti. They like the way I rap, it doesn't mean they understand me. I'm still running with
you know what? Very true, and that's what I said earlier. I don't necessarily understand a lot of the angles he's coming from. It's not my lifestyle. However, I still like what he's saying, and I feel that literally what he said there applies very much to what I was saying earlier. He has a way of making himself sound applicable to a wider market than people who have necessarily been through the same things that he has, which is it's a skill, very much a skill.
Trying to stay as rich and as healthy as I can be, or should I say I should be? I hear them talking wicked on the net, I'm like they would be.
You know what about his performance on this as well? As I said, there's going to be a lot of pauses. There's nothing I can do about it. With his vocal performance on this as well, he's very well structured, almost quite undersung in the way that he's very well structured. He's constantly weaving in and out of different flow patterns and starting up new bars, like maybe like half a bar early, or like a beat skip slightly late. Like his structure and his interweaving of what he's saying is so like loose and so kind of free flowing that you almost kind of get lost in the kind of movement that he's bringing you. Very interesting style of rapping, more than anything else. Very unique.
I just leave the internet business to the pussies. I hustle till I'm cushy. I'm smoking on gelato 41. This isn't cookies. Been doing this for.
Do you know the thing I like about GRM videos as well is I like the fact they don't go overboard with the animations. It's not like every single thing has an animation and it's kind of overbearing. This is kind of like every now and then something will pop up if it makes sense to do so. Again, shouts to the GRM team each and every time, because they make these videos look like movies. It has to be said.
Get to where I am, you know how fucking long it took me. I do this for the people that didn't want me to make it. I had the opportunity to sign, I didn't take it.
Yeah, everything about this, it's kind of, there's a real kind of subtle flex vibe going on throughout the tune, which is sounding really cool, and it's good to see. I like people flexing on what they've done, especially if they've got there themselves, you know.
Must have been mistaken when they made their calculations. I just told them thank you for your time, it's been amazing. If they ever knew what I accumulated daily, they probably would have reevaluated the figure they tried to pay me.
Talk, that's cold. Just the whole structure of that was so, everything fitted really nicely into that punchline right there. And obviously the discussion being like, look, this is the amount I'm making, you don't know how much I'm making, so if you knew how much I was making, you'd probably offer me a bit more. And I like that. Again, it's a subtle kind of flex. It's very much kind of going like, look, you need to understand who I am here. You need to understand how much I am worth. So don't underpay me, which is something every musical entity and every creative kind of deals with, this pressure of kind of wanting to be able to get paid, but making sure you are getting paid your worth. Very cool punchline.
Like I don't know my worth, are they crazy? Now I've got my own company and record label like Jay-Z. The game's fucked up now, snitch.
Again, carrying on from that, didn't sign the contract, did it all myself. Love it. I love to see it.
He's getting glorified. The other day I told Nines I'm absolutely mortified. He just shook his head twice and said it's sad times. Fake niggas act real, there's a blurred line. About to drop.
And then this on the instrumental flex at the moment, that you can hear the drums have been taken out. It's now all about those subs, those pulsing 808s, and he's still keeping rhythm rhythm very, very nicely. The whole structure of this is just a very well thought out piece of music. From even as a rap tune, just as a piece of music in general, compositionally, very well structured.
Skrapz is back for the third time. Now I'm older and more mature like some fine wine. Put your rollies in the sky, cause it's my time. There's probably due to be an increase in gun crime.
Again, just punching, you know, like not even necessarily super complex, super layered punches, just good, well-structured punchline rap. And the way he's projecting as well, the way he's performing it, definitely hits home. And I feel it's a very, very good example of how to do punchline rap very well.
But I won't though, my album's nearly finished, this is just a little promo. And if you post...
Say it like it is, bro. Say it like it is.
This on your gram, use this caption. Skrapz is back free, real niggas back in fashion.
Doing that hashtag at the end of the tune as well. I bet it's gonna work, bro. It's very clever. All of this is very clever. Almost breaking the fourth wall a little bit, kind of going, look, I'm doing this for promotion. I've got an album on the way. Go and check it out during the tune. Because I feel sometimes there's a bit of like, almost like a kind of spit smoke and mirrors when people do these promo vids. You're not supposed to say it's part of your album promo. You're doing it because you want to do it. However, this is definitely part of album promo. And I like the fact he broke the fourth wall with it. I think that's it. There we go. We are all done. Fabulous stuff. Good return from Skrapz. I'm a fan of this. I like his approach. I like the fact he's gone both for a laid-back kind of instrumental structure, and he's gone for a very well kind of composed punchline heavy verse. And I think that's always the kind of best way to approach these Daily Duppies. I feel they, as a concept and as a structure, it lends itself to punchline rap because they've got the animations popping up on screen, because they've got the general kind of vibe of it being almost like a cipher. I feel punchline rap always tends to work quite well in this scenario. It's either that or straight storytelling. They're the two best ways to approach it. And I think he almost combined both to an extent. So there we go. Good stuff, cold instrumental, and a good showing all round. So there we go. Thank you to everyone who has watched this reaction video. I hope you have enjoyed it. And again, as always, apologies for the numerous pauses. I literally have to do it, otherwise the videos aren't able to go up online. So I do apologize. I wish I could do less pauses. However, I can't. So you're just going to have to bear with it for the time being. Until I start getting them whitelists, then it's different. Let's crack on then. Obviously, make sure you are hitting subscribe on the channel and obviously getting involved. Leave a comment on the videos. Let us know if you agree or disagree with the breakdowns. Of course, leave a like on there as well. As well as that, you can catch me 7 till 10, Monday to Friday, live inside the Trickstar Radio studio, bringing you breakfast flavors for breakfast with KXVU. Go and download that Trickstar Radio app. Follow me in that as well. You can catch me on socials at CubKXVU on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and SoundCloud. That's all of it for me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, people, and we shall see you all next time. Peace.